Howdy guys, I'm a full await, your favorite wolf girl enthusiast, and welcome back to my Fire Emblem The Binding Blade Ironman Randomizer with 10% crit on all the weapons. Indeed, today it's time for Chapter 2, The Princess of Bern, a very exciting chapter as we'll be getting 5 new units today, Dieck's crew and Elen. Plus Merlinus, I guess, but he's not going to be randomized, so that's just how that's going to have to be. But we're going to go ahead and skip, unfortunately, find out. I'm going to edit that out so that you don't get to see what character or what class that one character is, but we're gonna hop into it this time with apparently Archer Elen with her 0 strength and defense. Wonderful. She has 7 con though, so maybe she'll be okay. She's working on literally base level iron bow strength, but I guess that's just how that's gonna have to be. With the dark affinity, her 0 defense, and her 14 HP base, she has no hope of gaining attack, defense, or I guess any amount of survivability, but she's got 10 speed, and so she can double these guys from afar, so maybe she'll be decent. I mean, I guess there's really no reason. Ooh, let's turn on her animation. Oh, okay, alright, okay, let's see. Hold on a minute, Ellen. I'm trying to help you out here. Hold on. Anyway, maybe she'll be very fun for us. Maybe she'll have a lot of utility. That's a very, very fast archer, which is something you don't actually get in this game as far as I recall. You do sort of get one character who's decently fast and an archer, but that's not until later. And they're not technically an archer so much as... Yeah, so the 10% crit rule is in effect. Anyway, they're not so much an archer as they are a sniper. So, you know, hopefully everything will be alright in this regard. Boars and Lance should be able to kill this guy, ideally. And I'm also probably going to turn off Lance's animation after a certain point, because the flux is very, very slow. But for now, I'll keep it on. But yeah, anyway, the 10% crit roll seems to be in effect, because if you missed last episode somehow, which you better go back and watch, because it was a very fun one, we have 10% crit on all the weapons. That's the thing with this run. In addition to all being randomized, every single weapon has 10% crit. Doesn't matter what it is. And if it's, you know, got crit by default, it's also got that additional crit. Maybe we'll be seeing a slim weapon soon enough, so I can show that in better example. I mean, I guess I do have Marcus here, the great lord that he is, with his killing edge with 40% crit now. But yeah, so I guess we'll just go ahead and do the classic strat, but a little bit different, where we place Marcus on the fort, turn 1. This time, though, just with iron swords instead. He should be okay. He's been doing pretty good in terms of surviving everything. My biggest stressor right now is that I want to use Alen very, very badly, but I'm not quite capable of doing so, because he doesn't hit anything, and he only has halberds. And it's kind of rough. It kind of hurts a little bit to see that happen, but I guess it's fine. Marcus can just eat all of the experience, and it will be completely okay, because I'll just simply solo the game with Marcus. I'll miraculously find a binding blade and a Hammern early on, and we'll just win. We'll just win the entire game that way. But no, I'll try to give experience elsewhere. Maybe Elen is honestly going to be actually good just on account of her speed, and Marcus's ability to weaken enemies down to almost dead, because she should be able to get a kill like off of one of those fighters pretty easily. It just depends on what Dieck's crew turns out to be, because if there's like a better archer, or if there's somebody over there... Let's skip. Okay, it doesn't... I see some interesting classes down there. I was going to say, it doesn't really matter if we skip. A very interesting class down there. Because the characters are not randomized. They're actually themselves, so we don't have any issues in this regard. Dieck, the mage girl, as we all know him as. Using a Elfire and a Thunder. Very good equipment to start off. Wow. Yeah. 11 magic, 13 speed, 7 defense, 8 con because he's huge, the dark affinity, and a crit tome. 2 crit tomes, obviously, but the thunder tome is notorious for his crit. He's insane. He's gonna be so good. He's also going to be notably adorable because the long hair sage is one of my favorites in Fire Emblem. This is good. I like this. We're also getting a lot of very important units with dark affinity, which I'm okay with. I would always like more defense and more attack, but I mean, dark affinity gives me everything else that I want, so I'm completely satisfied with this. I mean, this is pretty good. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he's doing the thing where he attacks the enemy and then the enemy dies. I mean, I'm also sure he's going to have a wonderful palette because he's Dieck, he's blue. It's very, very nice. Yeah, that's nice. In terms of Shanna, though, wow, hold on a minute, wait a minute, wait. Oh, okay, wait. This is the best unit that we have. This is the best outcome. This is the best character in the game. You don't know it yet, but this is the best character in the game. Look at these stats for just a moment. The 7 strength is a little bit of a boost, I think, from her base strength. 7 defense, 8 res is enormous in terms of defense and res base. 10 speed, 7 con as a male Myrmidon, pretty solid using the killing edge unimpeded, and the light affinity as a crit boosted class in this game with additional crit. The light affinity gives attack, defense, hit, and crit. She's going to be popping off if I can get her some proper supports. She's going to be insane. She comes with the Slim Sword, which additionally has that crit, as I was just talking about, and the Owl Sword. Her only downfall right now is that I know that she has a low strength growth, and I know that she has a low HP base and growth. Those are going to be her 2 only downfalls. She's going to cap speed. Her defense is fine, and if she gets like 3 or 4 more points of defense, she's on par with Boars. Like, she's already very tanky for what she is. This is good. These guys are great. She's popping off, like, just out the gate. The only, I guess, downfall right now is her weapon rank. She can't use the killing edge right now, but she'll be up in no time. With all these axe units, yeah, she's fine. She could honestly stand here on this fort and just dodge everything, no problem. It's just going to be a matter now of giving her supports that match her very well. Also, if it wasn't known, and if you do know about FE6's route split between Sakai and Ilya, I'm pretty sure you can guess which one I would rather go anyway, but that's the one that we're going to be going to because of this unit right here. This is tremendous. These two right here popping off insanely hard. I'm going to check out Lot next, the female thief. 29 HP on a thief is pretty good. He's not known for his growth rates or anything, but he's got the wind affinity. Quite solid, actually. The big issue with the thief character is just that they're not really robust. They're literally just going to steal in this game. They can't promote, so he's pretty much just a thief, like straight down the line, with additional equipment for Shanna, as far as I can tell. Shanna's other downfall, I guess, would have ordinarily, I didn't touch on this, but I thought it mentally, her other downfall would have been that the light affinity doesn't give her crit avoid, but she has good luck as it is. She's already negating all of the crit rate except for 2, and then whatever is added by the skill of the enemies, which the enemies right now tend to have what is referred to as a skill issue. They're not going to be doing okay. And then finally, Ward, or Wade. I guess it's Ward, but I've always called him Wade. Yeah. He's one of my favorite characters in this game, pretty unquestionably, but these are not the stats that you want as it is. He's got one of the better affinities. Ice affinity is actually pretty insane for a 10% crit run, but he's not doing too good otherwise. 9 strength, 2 speed, 4 defense, yeah. Iron Axe and Hammer, I mean, at least he comes with some effective weaponry that I can pass around. He won't die to this person, so I can pretty freely bait and switch. One thing about the Ice Affinity that I do like is the crit avoid on top of the defense that it gives. Thunder is a little bit better in this regard as far as I recall, but otherwise not insane or anything. Okay, so now we're going to be struggling a little bit to hand out these kills. I need to go ahead and try to give Roy some manner of attack option other than Javelin, unless he's going to hit another 42. I think that passed last episode. Alrighty, sorry about the quick cut there. We'll just go ahead and try to give Elen the kill via crit, because I think that's about the only way that she's going to be able to. I guess I could also dance for her, but I think I'm going to require the Bard usage with Marcus, just on account of there being so many units down here that frankly need to die right about now. I'm gonna Killing Edge, I think. I don't know if I necessarily need to. The biggest risk to me is these 2 hand axes and my placement of Roy, but we could easily enough circumvent all of this, I think, if we just place our units a little bit smartly, which is something that I struggle with on occasion. If Lance isn't able to get this kill, then that's okay. I'm just going to have to then commit to... Yeah, okay. I would have then had to have committed to the Marcus strat of just Killing Edge. and then dance, and then killing edge, which I'm probably still gonna have to do. Yeah, no, I'm probably still just gonna have to do that, because I was thinking I could place boars on this fort right here, but then that would block off the ability for the dancer to get through. So maybe what I'll do is, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I hate to use so much of the killing edge early on, but as long as it's gonna get me the kills that I need, I'm more than happy to do so. Biggest issue for me in Ironmans is, well, it's not an issue for me, but an issue that I see in Ironmans very often is hesitance to use some types of weaponry, which doesn't really work. Well, I guess it's not so much in Ironmans as it is in randomizers, if I said that the first time incorrectly, because in randomizers you have no idea what you're going to be getting, so you want to use your weapons, I guess, sparsely if, you know, if it's something valuable, but to the same effect, you also never know what you're going to get, so to this end, I could walk right into this village and get the killing edge. Could you imagine how lucky that would be if I just... Okay, well, that didn't quite work out. I got this, the killing edge light, as it were. Quite a lucky pull, since I have a good few units that are sword users. I need to turn on their animations. I forgot all about that. Let's see here. Go ahead and turn these on. That's the only downfall of the solo animation play style, is that you have to remember to go through and do that. So anyway, Dieck is popping off. We're gonna have no issues whatsoever with him. The biggest issue with Shanna, I think, is just the fact that she does risk getting crit and killed by everything. So well, I guess 2 levels of some person boosting her ability. I guess she could support with Dieck. Her ability to avoid crits would be good. The light and dark affinity matchup isn't exactly great, because while you are getting the full crit and full hit, everything else is half. So the optimal way for them to support would be B rank. And that's okay, I guess. I shouldn't try that. I should go for whatever the best hit rate is. Would she be able to kill with an Iron Sword, I wonder? Iron Sword has 3, this has 5, so consider 2 additional damage. She would be able to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get her an Iron Sword as quickly over there as I can. I guess I'll just dance for Marcus and hand that off. And that way we should be able to manage some kills on her, because like I said, she's going to be one of the best units that we have in this run. It would be a real shame. Wow. Beautiful palette, by the way. One of the best that I've ever seen on a Myrmidon/Swordmaster. But one of her biggest downfalls, or one of the biggest issues for her, is going to be the fact that, like, making her survive is going to be quite difficult. So anyway, since Dieck is thick and has all of the constitution in the world, I'm just going to do this, and then back off, take, drop, and then you are not able... Wait, no, you would be able to hit ward. Am I willing to have Lot take 2 hits, I guess would then be the question. And the answer to that, I think, is yes, just on account of the fact that he should... Never mind. No. Actually, I've changed my mind, I think. I'm not going to be doing that. Instead of doing that, actually, I'm just going to be going right here and just borrowing this hammer. Just in case, because you never know. Anything could happen now. Another downfall of Dieck is that his luck base isn't exactly great, so while he's going to be fine in this instance just on account of them wanting to attack ward, that's... yeah, he can have fun with that. I like Ward a lot. He's one of my favorite characters in this game, as I said, but I'm not willing to trade a Thief or Shanna. Straight up, not gonna happen. I'm gonna buy like 2 Javelins. I want at least 1 Iron Lance, probably 2 for Roy. 1 more Iron Sword wouldn't hurt. Probably another Iron Lance. I mean, we're not gonna be needing anything other than those for a while. Grab an Iron Bow, just in case we lose our current Iron Bow somehow. And now we see what happens. He might get doubled. I think he is going to get doubled. He's fine. He's okay. He's just fine. It just dawned on me as soon as I said that he only has, beautiful palette, oh my gosh, that he only has like 2% or a 2 hit rate. But anyway, that doesn't matter whenever you have Dieck. I think that Wade is going to be one of those units, or Ward, I'm never going to be able to say that correctly. He's going to be one of those units that I'm going to probably employ death strats with if I have to. Ideally, I don't, but I'm not averse to it necessarily. I'm very much willing to see what happens. Elen is just kind of comedy gold right now. Hopefully she's able to do some good. This is one of those games where I particularly think it's valuable to have an archer. Pegasus Knights, Wyverns, and things of this nature are notably scary. So her having issues in that regard is more than acceptable, I think. Just if she can get some strength level ups, I'd be very happy. Let's see, so Shanna, I can get the kill here. I think I want to weaken first, if at all possible. I also kind of just want to go back to using Elen, so I'm going to go ahead and trade over this. I'm just going to go ahead and give all his equipment over. He can't die to this. He will double, so as long as he gets the kill, he's got some experience. To the same effect as using Elen for archery, if I can get a fighter and promote them, or get a warrior, then I'll be doing just fine, because their bow access combined with their high strength cap turns them into pretty insane units. Marcus should be able to weaken, I was going to say. He will still be able to weaken if I give him... Let's see, if I put Dieck here, I'm actually going to put Lot here instead. Trade over the Slim Sword, stand right here, and then hopefully not crit, but probably crit because it's Marcus. And then hopefully weaken. Would be the ideal circumstance. Otherwise, okay, cool. That works out the best for me. Lets me get that kill on Shanna. I'm going to be feeding a lot of experience into Shanna. She is the favorite right now. Her and Dieck are the best units that I have. It's not even close. Boars doesn't support either of them, I think. But I was going to say that Boars, Dieck, and Shanna are pretty definitively my best. And therefore I will be hesitating in absolutely no way in using them. Notably, right now, I don't have a healer. I do have a good few healing items. I'm going to pick up more with Merlinus on account of sort of just realizing that I don't have heal access. I would also very much just like a base default Fire Tome. That way I'm not constantly using my crit weaponry. Do I have a unit that can survive both of these no issues and weaken? I wonder if any such unit exists. I'm going to be focusing experience into a couple of units here, so we're going to be playing a little bit slower than perhaps would be ideal in a typical run. But I very much want the experience fed into them. And just for Roa, I'm going to go ahead and try to get these level ups on Bard Boy. Anyway, that was a fine level up. It wasn't great, but not really much can be expected out of him. I also should think about building supports. This is one of those games where supports are not easily built, just on account of the way that the system works. You can only... Oh, that's rough. That is one thing in which Marcus is going to struggle, is he has high crit rate by default because he has high skill and the crit patch, but whatever the case is, I should think about building supports sooner rather than later, because I'm not going to be able to sit down in chapters and just grind them out as I would in a typical GBA Fire Emblem experience, just because of how the system works. Anyway, I'm thinking Elen might get this kill. It's a pretty good opportunity for her. I think she's just moderately funny, and that's the main draw to using her. Otherwise, it doesn't really affect anything. I don't know, I just think it's a little bit funny. Before too long, she's not going to be able to do anything. I'm a double-edged sword towards myself when it comes to Fire Emblem, because I have thoughts that are, like, reasonable. You know, I do things that I'm supposed to do. And then the very next second, I turn around and do the thing that doesn't lead to the outcome that I desire. So, you're going to have to deal with that a little bit. But hopefully that'll be alright. See, as I wait around, my support points diminish as well. In GBA FE, to build supports, by the way, you have to stand next to units with units that support them. In this case, I left Roy and Wolt next to each other, so they gained support points, and thus diminished my capability to gain more support points with other units, which is kind of rough. I don't like the system in this game. Honestly, maybe if I can find the patch, or if there is a patch for it in FE Builder, I will go ahead and apply that, because it doesn't necessarily change the core gameplay at all, especially considering the balance points of other Fire Emblem games that came after this one, which, you know, shaky argument at best, but you know what? I play Fire Emblem the way that I like to play Fire Emblem, so maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll look around and see if I can do something of that sort. Because if I could, I mean, I'd be able to play to a much more effective degree, and in a way that I would enjoy more. Might be worth it. So, 12, 7, cannot die to a crit. That is all that I need. Shanna's going to get this kill. She should be taking 5 times 3 from a crit in theory, but she's also on a fort, so she's gaining more defense. Skill luck. Well, the luck is helpful. Luck is actually a stat that I'm going to need to get used to seeing and popping off about again, because it is insanely good. Boars can stand here, no issue. I'll put Dieck on the fort with the Thunder Tome as well. And then I guess I'm tempted to leave Marcus out. I don't think that he's going to take any sort of damage. I don't think he's even going to get attacked, but hopefully that'll work out. Like I said, just playing a little bit slow, because there's a big cluster of enemies here, all of which can potentially kill me due to the crit effect. I'll go ahead and put Marcus right here. I don't think I want to attack, just on account of the fact that he is highly capable, and his capability is primarily in regard to his ability to ruin my run, or ruin my ability to get Shanna level ups. I don't know, maybe I will. He would have to crit twice in order to kill with the Slim Sword, so we'll just do this. Never mind, he would have to crit exactly once. He would have to hit and then crit once, which is exactly what he did. Anyway, Marcus, that one's on me. I won't blame you for that one. But hopefully we can bait those two out. I'll go ahead and freely put Boars and Dieck right here. I'm not scared about their chances against a Javelin guy. I can't really put Roy in range of anything. They have a talk conversation that I forgot about. I think pretty safely I'm just going to leave Wade back here. I would have used him for like a fodder strat of some kind, but if I can't get through, what, 5 enemies without a fodder strat, then I'm playing clearly wrong anyway, and I deserve whatever's coming. Okay. And beyond that, we're just chilling over here. I'm definitely not using a lot on the long term either, but that'll be how that do. Wait right there. Okay. And hopefully we don't just kill everybody with Marcus. And hopefully he doesn't get killed on account of the chance of crit. He's gonna get all the experience. That's fine. Marcus has some good support options as well. I can't remember. I think he has Dark Affinity. Dark Affinity seems to be the notable one for this experience. Okay. You can't really tell when a soldier's gonna crit with a Javelin. Similar to how Pegasus Knights don't actually have crit animations with Javelins in this game. So it's a little bit scary sometimes. Roy's kind of doing great. But, let's see, you have a Javelin too, so I'm going to have to watch out for old Rude up there. Wow, she actually gets one shot. That's kind of wild. That's rough. But that'll be the way it is. Let's see, the crit rate's very much not working in my favor. You know, as it would tend not to, given how the gameplay would go. I guess I'll just use Dieck for this guy. I wouldn't kill him ideally, but there's no circumstance in which I can avoid it and also not potentially die. If you can't see the value of Boars, this is the value of Boars. He has high defense, so that his crit rate, the crit rate faced against him is not tremendous. So he's doing just fine. More luck, he's not leveling very well, I gotta say that much, but it'll be fine, I guess. I'll go ahead and put Marcus right here, Iron Sword and Vulnerary. Yeah, that's the biggest downfall of a Jagan in this experience, is that they have the damage to effectively weaken, and typically not enough damage to kill, but because of the crit rule, very much deadly are the circumstances involving a Jagan. I'm really trying not to gain the support points as much as possible. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but I would prefer not to. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I always underestimate mercenaries in this game. It's something I'm gonna have to break out of very quickly. I'm used to GBA FE having those like kind of strong mercenaries, but not like rip out your skeleton type strong. And this game has those. They tend to have blade-type weapons, and it's very, very scary to see that kind of weapon used against you. A slim sword would get the kill here as well, with additional hit rate, so maybe I'll go for that. I think that's 100, that's 95. The additional 10 hit rate isn't necessary, I guess, but it's just scary enough. So I'll do this. I always forget that that fighter up there doesn't move. So hopefully we'll be fine in this regard. If he does decide to attack Shanna for some reason, I'm completely okay with it. And otherwise, I'm just gonna move old Marcus right here. I'm not gonna use the vulnerary. I will happily accept whatever risk comes towards him. We'll go ahead and end turn. Okay, cool. Archer doesn't move either. Makes my life much, much simpler. I could attempt the crit there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wall off with these two. And potentially Dieck as well. But instead of walling off with Dieck, I'm going to dance for him and get a kill. Because he can do that in spades, no doubt. The biggest risk to his safety then would be getting attacked by an axe fighter and then being crits. But I think he has enough defense to survive. If he has like 7, he's doing just fine. He's actually not. He would have needed like 9 or something, but that's fine. Let's see, Shanna is doing just fine as well. Her 7 con is really working in her favor with that owl sword. Yeah, actually I don't need to be placing my bard right in range in case this guy decides to move. I can never remember what his AI is. It never registers in my mind. I'm gonna have to go into the game's files in FE Builder one day and just look at what his AI is set to do, because I don't know. I have no idea what he's set to do. Whew, that could have been bad. That could have been really bad. I could have lost one of the best characters that I have. It looks like he was going for the crit, as a matter of fact. He saw that he had the chance, and was thus going for the kill. But this should open up the capability for Shanna to get the kill. Especially with the crit from Elen. Yeah, she's not doing too good. Killer Bow is going to be insane if we can get one of those. The unfiltered 2-range access with a high crit chance is quite great in this game. Because then you don't face retaliation. And that's something that's quite nice to not have to face. I think Boars is going to be my most capable for this. At max HP, he still gets killed by a crit, though. Maybe Lance is my most capable, just because I'm willing to lose him now that I see how many other good units I have. And that Dark Magic isn't notably fantastic or anything in this game. Roy might be capable of something. Alan has currently no access to the hammer, but I can give that to him. I don't think he's necessarily my best choice either, to be clear on that. It's just that with hammer access, he's probably able to one-shot. I will go ahead and build supports a little bit. I think Dieck and Shanna is probably the play. It benefits both of them pretty tremendously. B rank would give Dieck +1 attack and defense while near her anyway. And then all of that crit and all of that hit rate, which both of them don't really need, but we'll probably use regardless. Lance I'm not going to build supports on yet. Boars I could afford to build supports on. I have a hard time remembering what Board's supports are at base. I know he supports Wolt. I know he supports Barth and Wendy. See, the thing about FE6 and its supports, I'm going to go ahead and check on Google and stuff. He doesn't actually support Wolt. It was just a common, I guess maybe not common, but it was a misconception that I had about his capabilities. He doesn't support any units right now, so there's no point in worrying about it. But the biggest thing about this game that always gets me is that sometimes units have support options that aren't exactly reasonable, or that don't look reasonable on paper, just on account of the way that supports are typically built in Fire Emblem. A lot of the time you'll expect units to support each other, and then they will. In this game, there are a lot of just random ones strewn about. I'm gonna risk this. It's scary, but I want this guy dead, and I, don't crit me, don't crit me, don't crit me, please! Okay. He did actually hit, though. Anyway, that was kind of rude, as it were. I don't know, it's scary out here, and the support options don't always make sense, and that's why the game is a little bit particularly more scary. Luckily, Boris is able to get the kill with perfect damage. Oof. Alrighty, that actually turned out pretty good. I hope that he gets speed this time. That's the biggest thing with Boris. He needs that speed. He's not getting good level ups. It's killing me. Come on, Boris. Come on. Ah. I just need speed. I just need speed and magic. I just need speed, magic, and defense. Look, I'm only asking for the world boards. I know that you have it on your shoulders as it is. And then we can just use Marcus to seize. So that's cool. Maybe Marcus can be a long-term. It's not going to game over me if I let Marcus die, is it? It shouldn't. I think it's only applied to Roy as a result of his being the guy. But I hope Marcus game over isn't a thing. It'd be pretty funny, because it would be like a game over in my heart if he did. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and build supports for just a moment. Elen would like some supports, but I don't want to give him the Roy support just yet, because I don't know if Alan's going to be perfectly viable on account of the fact that he has such low skill as an axe user. He has virtually no hit rate in this game. Axes are notably unable to hit in most Fire Emblem games, but in this one particularly, they have like no hit rate. Like, this is the Iron Axe, and it has 65% hit rate. It's scary out here for it. The fact that the Halberd and the Hammer have... The Hammer has 45? The hit rate that the Hammer gives you alone is less than what 2RN desires. I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to support Wolt with Roy. It doesn't really give me the same... It kind of hurts a little bit, so I'm not going to do that. All these other units, I don't want supports on right now, so I'm just going to do this, end turn for a while, and hopefully gain the support between Dieck and Shanna. I only want to get them to B rank, but as soon as possible. I don't really know. I know that in this game, supports build slowly, and that's another pretty big downfall of the support system. Okay, there we go. Hey, Captain. I can't hear you. I hope you enjoyed my Mr. Krabs impression last episode. I will not be doing that again for the foreseeable future. It's highly straining on the voice, as it were. So, let's go ahead and seize with Marcus for whatever reason. And that'll be the end of Chapter 2. Luckily, this time with no casualties. I hope that I remembered to edit this episode so that you don't get to see who Milady, or what Milady reclassed into. I think it was only on screen for like a couple of frames, but nonetheless, it would be a spoiler for you. Unfortunately, I'm already spoiled as the content creator guy. Kind of just happens, you know. But I hope this was a fun episode for you. Make sure to leave me a comment. It's very important. You have to leave a comment. It keeps my morale high and it makes me want to come home and record. You have to leave a comment. This Let's Play is counting on your support. Your support. We're building affinities right now. You and I. You have to leave a comment and a like so that more people can come and see this wonderful series. Should be a very fun one ahead of us. And if you're brand new to the channel, if you like this series, you like what you've seen so far, hopefully we have more to come, and hopefully you'll subscribe, stay with me, and enjoy this series alongside me. And I believe that's about all we have to say for this time. Hope you'll join me next chapter. And until next time, I'll see you later.